Opponents of a low-barrier housing project in the Hammond Bay neighborhood in North Nanaimo are working hard to try to turn that development into a municipal election issue. But there is support for the project emerging as well from people who say low barrier doesn't mean low standards. In South Nanaimo, a so-called low-barrier complex has been up and running for nearly 6 months, and the neighbors say it fits in nicely. CTV's Chandler Grieve has the story.
Good morning, Sailor Slalom. Patty here.
This is what a growing number of people in North Nanaimo are afraid of: low barrier housing, or wet housing. A place where people living on the street or recovering addicts can call home and get back on track.
Going to come by and give us the flu shots if we want them, and she usually comes with vitamins.
The city of Nanaimo wants to replicate this right here in Hammond Bay, but opposition is rising up against the plan, with a group calling itself Concerned Citizens of Nanaimo, saying the neighborhood is not suitable for low-barrier housing. Back on the south side of town, Terry Lynn Saunders knows what it's like to have low-barrier housing for a neighbor. She lives right across the street from the city's only operating low-barrier project, and she's fine with it.
I don't know what it is like in the north. I don't live in the north, and I really couldn't tell you what they feel. I mean, they feel what they feel. But for me, with it right across the street from me, I've had absolutely no problems whatsoever, none.
People inside the 24-unit building have noticed a difference, though. They now have hope.
It's worth more than $1 million to me just to be in this building. It's got such great potential for people such as myself and others that have been homeless.
There's a mix of both seniors and youth at the Salish Lalem home, with first priority given to First Nations. The city says the dynamics of the 40-unit building in Hammond Bay have yet to be finalized, but the president of Salish Lalem thinks a similar joint venture with the city would work in the north.
And that's what people need, is an opportunity to change their lives and to have that support.
And you feel like the low-barrier housing gives that?
I do. I'll probably get shot for saying that, but I do. I do. Everyone needs that opportunity.
Have you noticed anything different? Has the neighborhood changed or anything like that?
Not at all. No, except that we now have a beautiful building across the way.
The next step for the North Nanaimo Low Barrier Complex is for the city to select a not-for-profit group to oversee the building. This process will be happening in early November. Chandler Grieve, CTV News, Nanaimo.